Yo, what's up? It's your girl Brianna Essence.
And it's me, Julissa.
And you are now in tune to
What's Happening Wednesdays.
So first of all, y'all, so of course y'all already know what time it is. We in Florida right now. So, we got the cool breeze, we got the weather, we got the, hurricane that's taking place. Where is that right now? Is it in Fort Myers?
Child, I don't know. I haven't even been following it, to be honest with you. But I heard it's on touchdown in Jacksonville.
When is it supposed to touch Jacksonville?
They said probably either between tomorrow and Friday. Saturday-ish.
I don't understand why people, I get that, you know what I'm saying? We haven't actually, experienced, the major.
Thank God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I never really understand why people play with it. I'm not fixing to mock or say, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's what happened with a lot of people, underestimating.
They get comfortable.
Yeah.
They think, oh,
just how they was
this.
with COVID. Then when COVID started coming around and then you losing your loved ones and things started happening, then you wish you would have been on trying to make things funny and make things a joke. Take the necessary precautions. Y'all make sure y'all taking these storms and these, you know what I'm saying, these surge warnings, all these different things. If they're telling you to evacuate and, you know what I'm saying, take certain precautions and just prepare yourself. This ain't no game. This ain't no game. And definitely, Mother Nature, one thing about it, you can't, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Because we definitely going to get,
we definitely going to get some.
We're going to get some wind and some debris. It's going to... Yeah. It may be like Hurricane Michael.
And girl, I don't know if I'm thinking about Michael or Henry, but it was so hot. I'm just saying, just to even think about the fact that we didn't have lights for some days, and you know what I'm saying, lights and everything was out and power, all that, just that minimum, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that people just take it for granted, it just blows me. I just don't be.
Once it happens to you, then that's when you realize.
Yeah, but I just feel like, kids one thing, but adults, I don't know. But like I said, everybody just not there at the same time. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all. So y'all already know what time it is, y'all. So we finna get into connections. And intentional connections and purposeful connections and knowing when to disconnect and just being mindful of the people who you're connected to in general, y'all. So we can get into that today. Because I definitely feel like this is always a conversation that needs to be had, because so many people stretch themselves thin, spread themselves thin, overextend themselves, and continuously pour into people and continuously, you know what I'm saying, just stay connected to draining energy and energy that is not necessarily reciprocating energy. And basically this topic is about, just being, not only discerning, people for who they are, or, you know what I'm saying, knowing who to connect to, but being mindful of when to disconnect from people, you know what I'm saying? So, and being intentional with connecting to people. So the same energy that you want in return, the same, whatever it is that you feel like you're seeking after, you're seeking out, make sure we're doing the necessary work, you know what I'm saying, on ourselves, so that when we do meet these different types of people, then, you know what I'm saying, it can be purposeful connections, and it can be meaningful connections, and it can also be connections that get us into the next transition of our lives. So
right. Because you never know, God bring people in and out. Well, he bring people into your life, and he also remove people out of your life too. So, but it's up to us to really have that gift of discernment to know if that's that person or is it not that person. You know what I'm saying? We have the choice, to choose who's going to be in my energy and who isn't. And it really all boils down to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, and because when I say self-awareness, you need to be aware if you feel like you changing yourself up just to please somebody else, just so that they can. You got to catch yourself. Sometimes I catch myself trying to act like the person that I subconsciously want to be my friend. I try to act like them. I try to imitate them so that I could, kind of blend in or have, this. It's
like
kind of like a connection. But I catch myself because it's no, if they can't be your friend by you being yourself, then they don't need to be in your space. So, but we get caught up and we don't think about that a lot. And we just literally try to buy people's friendship and connections instead of just getting it organically.
And that is so true. Like, you know, just with the self-awareness in general, like, you know, just with that self-awareness, it is going to make, because of you being aware of who you are, you knowing what you're going to stand for. So with self-awareness comes integrity. You know what I'm saying? So majority of the time, when you're aware of who you are, when you're aware of what you stand for, the boundaries that you possess, the integrity falls in line with that. So you're not willing to compromise certain things just for the company of others. You're not willing to sacrifice things that are against your morality views or your values to adhere to whatever the perception of another person's, you know what I'm saying, reality of you should be. You know what I'm saying? So all those different types of things you keep in mind, because the reality of it all is so many people, and it's okay to want people in your life, but you know, sometimes like Jaleesa was saying, like we change and we alter certain things and we going against the grain with ourselves, because at the end of the day, the reality of it all is you can either connect to people that is going to help you master and exceed into the person, into the fullness of who you're supposed to be, or you can deal with people that cause you to stagnate yourself due to trying to meet their expectations of who you're supposed to be. And you have to choose whether or not, am I going to be willing to just, you know, compromise this just to for the sake of having this person in my life, or am I going to stand on my beliefs and my belief system on who I know I am and what I know I'm worthy of, and the people that I know, you know, is going to naturally connect to me just by me being myself. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to first and foremost be true to self. But what I always say is, you know, and I was thinking about certain things when I was at the house today, and I'm like, you know, if you think back on past relationships, right? So many of us when we were young, you know what I'm saying, we were more naive. So you probably had company over your house while you was with your significant others. Or you might have had people around you in general, whether you were with a significant other or not. And certain things you might have asked them for advice on, right? Like they say, you know, misery loves company. And a lot of times you don't see it as that because you see it as your friend, or you see it as your cousin, or you see it as criticism, or you see it as someone that is trying to constructively criticize you, or not even necessarily criticize you, but tell you things or give you advice, and a lot of times advice in places where they need it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I feel like I was thinking back on certain things that I used to be like, you know, how am I seeking, or how am I listening to the advice of someone whose house is in shambles? You know what I'm saying? Or how am I trying to confide or have someone in my you know, while I'm going through what I'm going through, why am I even bringing that extra toxicity or that extra turmoil? Because you unknowingly do it when you connect to these different types of people, right? Think about it like this. You are in a relationship, or you are going through things of your own, right? And a lot of times you want to connect to people who can possibly give you some advice, maybe someone that has been through certain things, but you also have to, you know, think about it. Well, damn, are these people still in these same circumstances? Or are these people telling me scenarios or giving me certain advice based off of how they came out of it? The problem is we start listening to people and we start taking advice of people who are still operating and wallowing in the mess that they're going through, who are still who are still going through infidelity in their relationships and marriages. The people who is not trying to change and become better people and grow, you know what I'm saying, mentally, physically, emotionally. We start taking things from these types of people, but then we wonder why our lives and our houses be upside down. Because we're taking advice, we're staying connected to people who we think have our best interests, but a lot of times they come and they tell us certain things, and then before you know it, you connected, your spouse connected, your boyfriend, your girlfriend is connected to, you know what I'm saying, mutual homeboys and homegirls, and you wondering why not only is your homeboy relationship upside down, your relationship upside, you know what I'm saying? And not even just relationships, just in general. Like, it's so much of people, like, when people are going through things, some people don't do it maliciously, but the reality of it all is, if you're unhappy, if your house is not on concrete, you know what I'm saying, grounds and sacred, you know, in a sacred place, even though you might want, you know what I'm saying, like, people, whatever they're going through, stuff, like I said, it's not malicious all the time, but a lot of times it's best to stay connected and stay around grounded people. And when you know certain things and you start seeing certain things, you have to take heed to that, and you have to make the necessary adjustments in your life, because so many people be wanting breakthrough, and so many people be wanting positivity, and so many things to transpire and manifest in their lives, but they have the problem that they won't let go. You won't relinquish these people. Mm-hmm. You won't relinquish the negativity. You won't relinquish the people that only call you when they need something. Mm-hmm. You won't relinquish the people that don't even tell you, you know what I'm saying? They don't bring out, not even about telling you certain things, but you just have to cherish the people that doesn't spread you so thin to see how much you're willing to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not the ones who, you know what I'm saying? Because you have some people that go through things and they'll look at you and say, well, Jaleesa, you always got a smile on your face. Mm-hmm. You always keep your daughter clean. You always keep your hair and your personal appearance up. Mm-hmm. And guess what they'll do? A lot of people inadvertently do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, unconsciously do it. But a lot of times they will try to see what can you withstand, and that's regular connections, and that's relationships too. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed some people that will try to put you through the most? They'll try to put you through the most to see what you're willing to withstand, and if you're able to withstand certain things, and then from there that will certify whether or not you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got some people that see that you smile, and they see that you know what I'm saying, keep a positive perspective or outlook on life, but they'll try to do things to test you, test your strength. See, those are not the people that you want in your life. You want people that's going to encourage you even with a smile on your face. Mm-hmm. Because you can't misconstrue, you know what I'm saying, happiness, or you can't discern depression, because depression come with a smile. Mm-hmm. Depression come with the frown. It comes in all shapes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you need people around you that know that I need a little bit of encouragement even while I'm smiling. Right. And a lot of people don't have those connections. So when you have friends like that like you, and I would, like, even with you, when you first was like, Bree, we was talking about the podcast, you was like, I want to do this. Your energy, you ain't, your words, actions words without action is nothing. Mm-hmm. But action is everything. Like, not just, it's the little things that let you know when people are serious and actually, you know, dedicated into not just pouring into you, but I'm so willing to pour into myself that I'm willing to make sure I'm willing to pour into you to pour into myself. You got some people that will not even be willing to pour into themselves so that they can, if it has anything to do with putting you in a higher position or making you, you know what I'm saying, lifting you up, or, you know what I'm saying, like, you would rather sacrifice your growth instead of helping me help you to be a better person.
Right. But my thing, this is my philosophy. This is my personal philosophy, right? If you give unto others what you expect others to give unto you, the universe is going to reward you accordingly. So even if I was to help my friend out, or anyone, and I see them exceed higher than me, I'm excited. You want to know why? Because I know my blessing may be 10 times better. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to compare blessings, but I know it's there. I know it's possible, you know. And it's like, I don't think I've ever been that type of person that wanted, that had that mindset, like, I want you to do better, but not better than me. Yeah. I've never been, I don't think I've ever been that way. If I train somebody on a job, I want them to be better than me, because guess what? That's going to shine a light on me, for one thing. You know, I trained you, so, you know, but it's like, you're gonna get what you give. And it's just, you got people that literally take advantage of people, and they take advantage with a smile on their face. They get in your circle. They get, and then the person that has that good heart usually be the one that get taken advantage of, because they're thinking, their heart is so pure and their intentions are so, like, you know, pure, that they don't see it. So people have to learn how to tap into that, I don't want to say negative side or dark side, but you have to tap into it, not to become dark, but to know it.
That it's there.
That people can literally take advantage of you. And that's where you got to set boundaries and stuff. And as long as you set those boundaries, you're going to be safe. As long as you're in the fence, you're safe. You know? And it's like, when we first met and you said you had a podcast, I already knew, like, I've always wanted to be on a podcast. Always. I just never started it. And I was hungry the way you was hungry. And that energy was like, you know what? we could do this. We could do this together. And you know, it's been up from there for real. And it's benefiting both of us.
Correct.
Because not only are we putting out content and doing what we're wanting to do on a consistent basis and stuff, but we're also talking about stuff that's going to help. You know, flourish. And we're not putting out bull
we're pouring into people.
Right.
And it's purposeful. And that's why like connection is so it's not just about hanging out, going to the club, you know what I'm saying, twerking on social media. It's not. It's okay. It's a time and place to have fun. But can you honestly say I got homegirls that's gonna call me and be like, Brianna, is you finna get on that podcast today? Brianna, we've been looking for you to get on that podcast. You know what I'm saying? Do you got people that's gonna be like, okay, I see your vision. Do you have these type of people? Because everybody got people that's gonna tell you what's up. Pull up on me, slide on me, let's drink, let's do this. But do you got anybody that's gonna give you a little bit of words of encouragement? Do you have anybody that is going to see the vision before they see the vision?
Right.
That is what you need to be mindful about, those different connections. And when you have them, cherish them. Make sure you're reciprocating that same energy so that, because what people don't understand is who you connected to got a lot to do with your favor.
Yes.
See, people stand in the way of their own blessings because they don't want to see other people things, or, you know what I'm saying, blessings to manifest in other people's lives, but you don't even understand. If you just, it takes nothing. It takes nothing.
It really does.
Just being an intentional person in general, and I'm not just talking about success or support. I'm just saying being intentional in general, like genuinely wanting better for people, genuinely loving people wholeheartedly, like. And so many people don't understand why they're suffering from mental illness and depression, and the enemy is after them so heavy, and it's nothing but darkness around them. Darkness is around you because darkness is within you. Once you start changing your inside, the outside is going to spill over. That's why so many people be stressed out, and you be wondering why the enemy be fighting you so hard. The enemy fight all of us. Let's just be clear. You know what I'm saying? We all go through things, you know what I'm saying? But it's not for you to put and project your insecurities. It's not for you to project your sadness or your pain or whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you to project that, but it's for you to still operate in light, even though you may be in a dark space in your life. You know what I'm saying? But when you're intentional, even when you're in a dark space, you're intentional even when you know that you're going to be late on rent next week. You intentional when you know that you barely got gas in your car. You know what I'm saying? You intentional, but you dedicate yourself to what you know you're supposed to do. That's what being grounded is. You know what I'm saying? When you intentional, regardless of what your circumstances is, that means that it's unconditional. It's what you call it. It's not conditional. It's unconditional. That's what being intentional is. Unconditional. Because even though I feel this type of way about, I'm still gonna treat you how I want to be treated. I'm still gonna treat you because I'm gonna still treat you a certain type of way because this is who I am. This is of my character. See, people don't start treating you different and start acting different out of the blue. This was them. This was a character trait, a characteristic that they possess. It just took you a long time to see it because you didn't see them you only saw them for what they showed you. Right. And then with time, a person can only hide behind who they really is for a short period of time before who they really is start exposing itself. But it's up to you whether or not you're going to allow these people to stay in your space and keep them in your energy. Because one thing about it, the dark does not like the light. So it'll come around, but it's going to eventually it's going to eventually outshine, or it's going to eventually blind you. That's why people wear shades. Because some of them just can't see in the light. Right. Because you are over, you know what I'm saying?
And spiritually, if you are into the metaphysics, I think that's how it is. If you're into that kind of stuff and you can tap into, there is a physical world and there is a spiritual world. You know that there are some people that can literally see your light, but they don't gravitate towards it because it's too bright. It's literally energy. The energy that you possess is too magnetizing that they don't even want no parts. That's why you have people that do some treat you like shit for no reason. For no reason at all. You could be the sweetest, the nicest person, and it would be like, why am I getting treated like this again? Like at my job, I work in an office setting with a lot of women, and I'm the type of person, I don't want no conflict, nothing. But you got people in there that's just miserable.
Yeah.
Unhappy. They got office politics going on. They're not getting the recognition that they need to be getting, or they feel like they should be in different positions, and then they take it out on the new person that's catching on pretty quick and building friendships and relationships and having this good quality about her. They because that light and that energy that you are holding, they can't even, it's like jealousy. It's like they love you, but they hate you at the same time.
Envy.
It's envy.
And the reality of it all is projecting their inadequacies. I can't do what you do, so I am going to resent you for it.
Instead of wanting to learn from the person. If there's something that you can't do and you see somebody else doing it, common sense will tell you to be nice to this person. Okay, let's see what I can learn from them. And if we build a friendship around it, cool. It's just the same thing with relationships too. But it's like you have to learn how to, like, you know, connect with people. You have to learn how to do it. And it's really a business mindset when you do it.
I think, you know, okay, so you got some people, and it not feel good, but to know that other people can relate to certain things, right? You have some people that are going to come around you with ulterior motives. They're going to start out coming around because they love you. They love your energy. They see what you're doing. They see how driven you are. They see how goal driven you are. They see just you in general. You know what I'm saying? They see you for who you are. They start out loving you.
Right.
And your biggest enemies usually start out as your number one fans. So they love you at first. And then they'll get around you. And then they'll try to see what it is about you. And they'll try to emulate certain things about you, but still don't get the same feedback or the same, you know what I'm saying?
And then that's where bitterness comes.
That's where the bitterness and the envy comes in, and the jealousy. And you have to be mindful of that, because you have people, many of you are around people and surround yourselves around people who don't even like your life. You surround yourself around people who don't even like you. And they hide behind a smile. They hide behind gifts. They hide behind different things. Please do not misconstrue because people give you things, because you can call them and ask them for things, that they genuinely like you. Like, trust me, once you start keeping people, because you have to keep people at a distance. You have to keep them in a certain space, definitely when you know who they are. Because one thing about it, when you have a third eye, some of us are naturally born with a third eye. That's why even as kids, we knew who liked us. We knew, and we disconnect. Some people be like, well, damn, they just randomly cut me off. No, if I cut you off randomly, you can guarantee it was something that I learned about you, and it was something that it was so significant that you probably didn't think was of a significance to you, but to me, it was so significant because I know if I kept you around, you would be hazardous to me. See, I do not compromise when it comes to me and what I know and what I stand on. I'm not compromising that for nobody. So I will cut you off. And I would not, back in the days, I would tell you I cut you off. Now, when I cut you off, it ain't nothing. And when I tell you, it's because of the fact that people know what they're doing. They know who they are. They know what their motives are. See, but they don't expect for you to know what they're doing. They're going to sit around you. They're going to try to soak up everything. And those type of people you have to be mindful of, because if anybody that would do anything to be like you, even if it means them not being themselves, they will do anything to go against you. So you have to be mindful of those people that you have in your circle, because you have to play the enemy close, but you have to also keep them at a distance. Because your enemies are not no strangers. Your enemies are not people in the streets all the time. Your enemies are your family members. Your enemies are your closest friends. Your enemies, so you just have to have the discernment to know and be mindful of who you connect to. That's why it's not about just having people around you. It's not, even in isolation, some people feel like you know what I'm saying, just because you by yourself that you loyal. No, that don't make you loyal, because you can be the very problem. So it's not just because people say, oh, the ones that run by themselves, they real, they solid. No, a lot of them run by themselves because they creep. And people run away from them. So not all people that are isolated are genuine, but the ones who tend to be to themselves or limit the access that people have to them are usually the ones that are genuine. See, the people who don't come with boundaries and the people who don't come with standards and stipulations on their energy and different things about themselves, they're the ones that you have to worry about. The ones that has no boundaries, that don't come with no stipulations, that allow you to do whatever, whenever, that do whatever with themselves, that don't even place boundaries on themselves, them the ones you have to worry about.
Yep. That's just like treating your house like a convenience store, allowing different people coming in and out your house, you know, like all the time, not every once in a while when you have like a family gathering or you know, you just, you know, hanging out. But I'm talking about, you got some people that allow people to come in and out their house all the time. Like, when you enter a room, or when anybody enter a room, they leave in traces of their energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that room is going to be affected by that person's energy. Like, if you really look at any situation in the form of energy, you will really understand the importance it is to, you know, you'll understand the importance of topics like this. Picking and choosing the right person to be in your corner, picking and choosing the right partners, the right friends, you know, or categorizing people.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a form of judging, but let's keep it real. We judge anyway. We judge, like people say, oh, it's not right to judge people. Yes, it is. That's a lie. If you see somebody walking on the side of the street, you're instantly going to judge them by what they're wearing, by what they're doing, and you know, you're going to instantly say, oh, he having hard, he's down hard right now, or oh, that's just a pedestrian, he must be a college student. You're judging all the time. There's no way you can't judge, and you have to judge in order to make wise decisions when it comes to people. It's really, it's a business and it's a game. You have to be strategic. You know, I think that's how I think. I can't help but thinking that it's a science behind
I just
everything.
really feel like it's mindfulness. And the thing is, people don't think outside of themselves. They don't think in reality. You know what I'm saying? So when you're aware of life and you're aware of, I understand that I'm a good person. I understand that I like to pour into people. I understand what type of person I am. However, that's just like driving a car. Mm-hmm. When you drive, you can't just drive for yourself. You got to drive for the people who don't really know how to drive. Right. That's how your life is.
Right.
Your life is the same way. Mm-hmm. I have to be mindful of the people that I connect to. I have to be mindful of the people that I educate in the enemy. Mm-hmm. I have to be mindful of all these different types of things as if I'm driving a car. Just because I'm going forward and my light green, that don't mean that the person not gonna run through this red light.
Right.
So you have to look out for the people.
Cautious.
Yeah, you have to be cautious, and the only way of being cautious is being mindful. And people can perceive it as judging, but you hanging around four millionaires, guess what? You liable to be the fifth one. You hanging around bums, guess what? You're liable to be the next bum. So you have to pick your company wisely. So you can look at it as someone judging or feeling like they're better, but no, it's not about them feeling like they're better. They're wanting better. They know that they're worthy of having better. And when you know what you're worthy of, and when you know what you're able to, you can possess, and when you know what type of energy that what you have in general, you know you're going to be more mindful about it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be intentional about who you give it to. See, I started, at first, you know, when they started saying, like, educating the enemy and all these different types of things, that's real. You can only give game to people who actually want to use the game and do what they need to do with it. That's just like I said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Mm-hmm. You can give these people all the game. The very same person that you give, that's giving that person game, guess what that person that ain't trying to do nothing with their life gonna do? Resent you for it. Mm-hmm. They're gonna feel like you trying to get over on them. Mm-hmm. But the people that's getting over on them, they ain't felt no type of way about them. See, that's how you know that you're educating the enemy, because for one, they already felt how they felt about you anyways. Mm-hmm. And then you done came around and started dropping some gems on them that was just too much for them. You done dropped Cubans and copiums on them, and they don't even know how to handle that. Mm-hmm. You giving them something that they don't even know how to handle. So now you are becoming an enemy.
Right.
And that's why I say you gotta know who you're dealing with. When you're around people that genuinely want to come up, when you're around people that genuinely want to thrive, guess what? They're going to use your information, and they're gonna try to, even if you don't know it all, you know enough to get me in the right state of mind and help me to start thinking consciously and thinking positively. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it ain't about finances. Finances can only take you so far. It's a lot of rich people that ain't going, a lot of people with money that is broke, and that's simply because all they have is money. That's why some of these people be unhappy. You got all these points to prove. You feel like you have to seek validation from the outside world, baby. That's because you started backwards. You hustling backwards. You trying to get a bag before you trying to fix your mind. You trying to get a bag before you trying to fix your spirit and your soul. You hustling backwards. And then you get mad at the people who do it the right way, who take longer to get where you already at, and you feel some type of way about it. Or who came from the same circumstances. Of course, they're probably a little different, but didn't have no more than what you had. But they made something out of what they didn't have, and you're not willing to do that. So we have to start getting with these men too. Men go, they give. You got some men that give to their homeboys. Always there for their homeboys. Always the support for, you know what I'm saying, for everybody, but don't have nobody to fall back on. When are you going to wake up and say enough is enough? When are you going to be able to say I'm done overextending myself to people who won't even look at me twice, or who won't even call me one time and say, well, how you doing? Or who won't even say what you need, or who won't even say I'm proud of you, or who won't even, you know what I'm saying? It's the little things, you know what I'm saying? But you extending yourself for these types of people. Y'all better start washing y'all hands with these people and connecting to the ones that is telling you what they see in you and telling you certain things that's going to help you. Because a lot of times, sometimes you need somebody to tell you something that you don't even see in yourself. Give the type of people you need around you. Jaleesa, don't be stressed, child. This ain't nothing. You can do this. But a lot of people are not willing to do that. But yet y'all still have these people around y'all, and the very same people that's doing it for y'all not even cherishing them.
Right.
Y'all better start being mindful. I don't care if it's your cousin. I don't care if your uncle, your auntie, your best friend, whoever you grew up with, you slept on the floor at night. Guess what? Them be the number one ops. Them be the number one ops. The people that you don't be around your life all this time. And people wonder why they get around people and they be like, well, damn, strangers support you quicker than your own people. That's because people that you grew up with, they holding on to the old you. Yep. They can't even fathom who the person that God is turning. You know what I'm saying? You growing into your God-given identity. They can't even fathom that. Yep. You can't even fathom that you're growing into your God-given identity. See, a lot of times people feel like you're more than. And a lot of times you be like, damn, you be asking God, like, damn, God, what did you see in me? You don't even realize. Only thing you're doing is operating in your purpose and trying to find your purpose and continuously, you know what I'm saying, as God bestowed his gifts upon you. Only thing you're doing is operating in what he's giving you. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So only thing you're doing is operating in your God-given identity, and people looking at you like, damn, who the fuck she thinks she is? Shit, I'm asking God the same thing, like, who the fuck, like, who you think I am, God? Like, come on now. Me? Little me? But the reality of it all is people gonna feel how they feel about you anyway. But once you see how people feel, stop trying to change their mind about you. When you know where you stand with somebody, stop trying to change their mind. When you know people really don't genuinely mess with you, when they have an ulterior motive, cut these people off. Don't have people around you to play up under you, because that's what they're going to do. You got this person right next to you that you know jealousy and envy of you. Everything you do, they in competition with you. Everything you going battle, everything you say you want, they trying to go get it before you. Y'all be knowing half of these people that y'all be connected to be fraud. You feel me? Y'all be knowing half of these people y'all connected to don't even have their own identity. So they'll cross you in order to operate in your identity because they don't even know who the fuck they is. Relationships too. You connecting to men, you dealing with men, and you telling them who you know what I'm saying? You showing them that you genuine. You showing them that you have pure intent. But guess what? They still treating you like you're a random female. They still treating you like they would treat an average female. Then you know what to do. At some point, you just got to know when to throw the towel in. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't see the glory, or they don't see what you possess while you're in their presence, they're going to have to miss you in their absence, and you're going to have to be okay with it.
Yep. I've learned to adjust when it comes to people. First of all, I had to figure out that, you know, you have to let go of your desires sometimes. Because sometimes you could desire to be wanted by people, or you could desire to have all these friends and be popular and stuff, and that could be your demise. And once you let go of that desire to wanting to be with people, or wanting to have friendships and all that, once you let go of that, then you'll start to realize that what's important is to be a friend to yourself. Like,
Yes.
be your own friend. You know, you have a mind that you can literally spill all the tea, and you don't have to worry about it returning back to you because it's in here. Write down, like I like to write down my, like if I was to meet somebody or to have a event with someone, kind of sort of like this, I like to go home and journal and write down my experience so that I could get more in tune with my intuition. Because when you're meeting other people, your intuition could be, you know, well, she's not yelling, she's whispering. She doesn't yell. Your intuition is she's quiet, she's calm. So you have to be in a calm space to analyze what just happened here. How did I feel when I was with this person? How did I, you know, what was going through my mind, or what was the energy? That way you'll have this type of kind of like a guidance of that person throughout your whole relationship. You'll have a little guide that how your feelings and everything's written down, because you could feel one way for a short period of time and you could just forget about it. You can forget that you've even felt that.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel like I can pick up on whether or not I can deal with you further.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I meet someone, I know what type of person.
Some people
they
are
is.
more intuitive with how. I'm speaking to people that don't know.
Got you.
That don't know how to discern. That don't know how to tap into what they feel, and they just allow people to do whatever they want to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that just they ignore their intuitive side, their emotion side, and they're more trying to please somebody.
Yeah.
I'm talking to those people. Because I was there. I was that person. I was that person that always wanted to people please and want to be in the cliques, want to be the cool, you know, the cool person or whatever. But and it never worked out. It never happened because I'm a light bearer. Like, and these people that I wanted to be friends with were shadows. Like, I was literally too bright to be in their circle. I wasn't, when I got in their circle, it became the sun because I was too bright. I wasn't thinking how they were thinking. Like, I wasn't judgmental on people how they were judgmental on people. Like, you could be judgy, but they were like condescendingly judgy.
Due
like
to their own insecurity.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, you could judge, but just keep that to yourself. You don't have to tell them like that. Like,
yeah.
You know, that's when you being messy.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you being messy. I'm not a messy person.
And that's another thing. Like, if you know that you possess a certain confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you know that you possess confidence, because just be clear, confidence come off as arrogance to someone that's insecure.
See?
So you have to be mindful of the people who you're around. If you know you're around people that are insecure, they're gonna be bothered by your confidence.
Right.
Because you don't feel how you feel. You don't feel about yourself the way I feel about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't understand because you can't relate to me loving on me.
Right.
You can't relate to me accepting all my flaws and knowing that I'm still beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You can't relate to that because you don't see that in yourself just yet. So how I treat myself and how I look at myself, it can come off as arrogant to you. You can't be around people like that, because it's been several times where I used to be around people and people come around like they say, you know what I'm saying, they love you but they hate you at the same time. It's like, I love you but I hate your guts. Like, that's just how people are. They're gonna be around you. They'll force themselves around you. They'll force themselves on you.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what they'll also do? You can be having a conversation and they'll throw a joke in there. You know what I'm saying? Like a jealousy joke. See, the thing is, people be nice, nasty. They'll throw something in there, and it's really how they feel about themselves. But what they'll do is throw it on you and project it on you and make it a laughing joke. But see, you catching it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I already know what type of time you on, but now we not rocking like that over here. I don't know what you got going on. You think I don't know? We ain't on that. And it's just the reality of it all. Some rooms you have to take yourself out of.
Mm-hmm.
Some rooms you just got to be absent to. Some rooms you just got to be tardy to. Because the reality of it all is, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. You're stepping on unfamiliar grounds. And you have to accept that. Like, as much as you love people, as much as you want more for people, as much as you want to bring people up with you, the reality of it all is, a lot of the people that you want to bring up and you want to love, they don't want to come up with you. They don't even want you up. So once you realize that what you want for people is not necessarily what they want for themselves or what they want for you, you have to take yourself out of that equation. If things don't add up, subtract yourself. Right. That's just the reality of it all. Like, if you're not valued in relationships, if you're not around people that want more out of life, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, you have whatever you want to be. Those the people not what you want to be, because you are yourself. You want to be a best version of yourself. But the more that you want, you need to get around people that are thriving. The more that you feel like you know what I'm saying, you're capable of having, like I said, you only broke. Broke is a mentality. It has nothing to do with what's in your wallet. You know what I'm saying? So once you get around certain individuals that is not trying to be products of their environment, who's trying to beat the odds, who don't give a fuck about validation from the outside world. Only thing they need, only validation they want is from the Most High. When you get around those type of people, you are destined for greatness. You're destined to grow and advance on different levels. You know what I'm saying? But if you're around people that are jealous and envious of you, because the thing is, a lot of y'all sit around men and women that y'all know are jealous of y'all, and y'all wonder why things transpire the way they transpire. A lot of fights, a lot of altercations, a lot of things wouldn't even take place had you not paid more attention and had better judgment in your actions or your connections. But y'all let the cup run over, and y'all let a leak turn into a flood. When you should have cut it off, you should have mopped that up and got rid of it right then. Right. And then y'all get mad at the ones who clear out their circle, who don't even got a circle. Y'all get mad at them because they standing on, you feel me? Because we cutting you off and you feel some type of way. No, you can't get mad at that. Maybe if you do that, your life will be a little bit better than what it is. Even if you stress, and guess what? The fact that you know that you got somebody that you can call and be like, what up, son? Sus, I'm just checking on you. You didn't look like yourself today. Is you tired? Sus, you look like you drained today. You tired? Them the type of people I need in my life. And guess what? I'm gonna do the same thing, because it's gonna naturally happen, because the energy that you putting out, you gonna receive it. And if you keep putting that out and you pouring into people, guess what? People gonna naturally do it to you because of what you said.
Yeah, it's gonna be reciprocated.
That universe gonna come back tenfold. And people wonder why they miserable, because your heart is not pure.
If you do good, good will follow you. If you do bad, bad will follow you. That's my mom. That's what my mom used to say. That's what I mean. It's true. It's karma. You get good karma, and you get bad karma. Some people get bad karma, unbeknownst, due to poor choices. But you just gotta learn from them, and keep it moving, and stop being around people that's gonna distract you from the bigger picture. You gotta make sure you have a picture. You gotta make sure you have, a goal or another purpose when you choose people to be in your life. You can't just, some people are just making friends just for the hell of it, and they're making friends with brokenness inside of them, with enviness and hurt and stuff like that, and they're not ready to even be friends with anybody. Being in a friendship relationship is a relationship.
For sure.
So you have to do the same thing that you do in a regular relationship. Right. You have to detox yourself from friendships sometimes and literally be by yourself. It's good to have people that you can call on if you need help and stuff, but it's also, it's a balance between, having those people in your corner and just taking time out for yourself and building yourself and knowing yourself and know what you're looking for when it comes to friendships and stuff.
And companions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important too. Like, who you connected to, making sure it's purposeful. Like,
speaking of, I'm sorry to cut you off. Speaking of, Erica Banks. You heard about, she's a rap artist.
The aesthetics, like how
and I don't even know her music like that, but, well, she had a TikTok, Bust It, the one that went viral. She got her BBL, right? And did you hear about what she said?
Yeah, about you got to be a certain aesthetic. Like, she basically befriend people based off of their aesthetics.
Okay.
Like, they need
so
to
how do you
look a
feel
certain
about
type
that?
of way.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like she's shallow. I feel like she's shallow, just like a lot of these regular women and a lot of these women that have money.
Okay.
Because they don't, for one, they allow money to define them. The people that is all about a bad, they were so caught up in the bag, they don't even got the morals and the values, so they left all that other shit behind for the bag. And you think just because a bitch look good and she, you know, shaped like this, or her hair supposed to be like this and all this, you can't come with me unless you look like this. I feel like that's shallow. That's just like dating a guy just because of how he look, or dating a woman just because of how she look. But when you talk to her, you can't even get no substance out of her. She don't even know how to hold a conversation, or intellectual conversation. He don't even know how to hold an intellectual conversation outside of sex. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the people in the industry today lack substance. Look at the people that talk, the boy Kiwi, I forgot what his name, Kiwi something. They was asking him about Charleston White and how he had all that stuff to say about Charleston White. Now, you are entitled to your own opinion. However it goes, it's clear that you're not even educating yourself on who he is and what he stands for. The same thing with her. Why? So you don't give a fuck as long as the bitch bad. You don't give a fuck if she'll fuck your nigga. You don't give a fuck if she'll cross you out to have some money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried about none of that. But that's why I say that's what the lack of substance is. And these are the type of women that the men are cuffing. And these are the type of women that women are being around and wanting to get in their energy, but just because they got money.
Yeah. It is shallow, and I do agree with you, but I also agree with her. And this is why. She knows what she's looking for in friendship. She knows what who she wants to hang around with. She knows. She knows that, hey, I got my work, I got my body done. I want to put myself in the same, you know, category with these women, and that's who I want to hang out with. Because that's the kind of, I guess she has it made up in her mind. She got some philosophy in her mind that, you know, these type of girls get this type of attention.
Right.
But I can't really blame her, because unfortunately we live in a world where you are judged first by how you look. You're treated first by how you look. And I don't blame no woman. I don't fault no woman to wanting to fix her body because, you know, she's not, you know, comfortable with you know, with what she has. So it's like, I kind of agree with her in a sense. I don't like the shallowness. That's not how I would have. I think it's not what you say, it's how you said it. And she said it in a very shallow way. But she knows who she wants to hang out with, who she wants to hang around. She knows what she needs. First of all, she's an artist. She's not on the charts or anything. She's not hitting, you know, she doesn't have another hit out yet. But she's trying to get there. So she has to do the things that she think that she needs to do in order to get there. And that's pretty much how you have to handle your relationships with people. You know?
I think you're looking at it from the perspective of knowing what you want and standing on that. I don't think you're necessarily agreeing with the statement itself. And that's what I'm feeling like you're thinking about it as knowing what you want, not settling for, you know, anything other than that. Standing on, this is what I want, this is what I know is gonna get me, like you said, where I need to go, and sticking with that. You know what I'm saying? Just standing firm on that. But as far as that statement in general, no, because if you because of substance, the thing is, what people fail to realize is money can get you in rooms. It can't keep you in rooms. In some rooms, money can't even get you in. In some rooms, looks can't even get you in. You can have money, but it don't take the stupidity away from you. That's why so many people why people talk about Carisha all the time about how she is ignorant. But guess what? She got money. But the reality is, it doesn't take away stupidity. Stupid is what stupid does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can still stand on what you stand on. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it doesn't negate the fact that you're not standing on substance. Because the thing about substance and the thing what people fail to realize is, you know what I'm saying? When you operating with people that stand on integrity, connections. That's why it's so important to be mindful of, like, how you treat people. Be mindful of how you carry yourself. Be mindful of certain things, because those things is what validates you in several rooms. See, it's a lot of people with bags, but it ain't a lot of women that got self-respect. It's a lot of people that got a bag, but it's a lot of people who face dirty. They can't get fronted nothing. Nigga ain't front of no sack. Female, you can't get no female to front you no money, because Buddy he ain't doing shit but finessing these hoes and taking shit and running off, you feel me, blocking the hoe. So you can only get but so far with that. And when you surround yourself with that, you become a product of that. So you want to make sure your face is not just clean when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're standing on principle, you're standing on your values are in alignment, because if anything goes wrong, you can get money, but your face is everything.
Right.
And who you connect to got said, if you hang around somebody that done ran off, guess what they gonna, okay, well shit, you fuck with him, I can't fuck with you, because I know that y'all probably on the same type of time, because the nigga don't, you know what I'm saying, you probably, you with somebody probably done ran off, and he like, with them, you connecting with buddy, 9 times out of 10, you have to be mindful of that, you know what I'm saying, and your face is everything. Your face is gonna get you in rooms that can't nobody take you out. How you carry yourself, how you treat people is gonna put you in rooms that can't nobody that money ain't gonna put you in. See, a lot of people feel like money this and money that, and money ain't everything, because there's a lot of people that done got overlooked, who didn't have a bag. People don't walk in rooms who ate up a room, you feel me, just off their presence, that people with a bag couldn't even do. So it ain't about a bag, it's about you and your integrity and what you stand for and what you stand on. And making sure you connect to those people that stand on the same principles and values, because what they think and how they think has a lot to do with your reality. They shape your reality. Who you're around shape your reality, regardless of who want to negate the fact and say, oh, just because my homegirl doing this, that don't mean I'm doing that. Well, guess what? Even if birds of a feather don't flock together, y'all together. Right. So you are looked at the same type of way. So the reality of it is, be mindful of the people who you connect to. When you want to be headed, when you're trying to head a certain way, make sure you ain't going out of route with the people, because of the people who you hanging with. Because who you hang with got a lot to do with your favor. Who you hang with got a lot to do with your growth. And who you hang around in general got a lot to do with where you're going in your life. That can be up or down. It's up to you.
That's true. That is true. I just see both sides of the situation. I always look at different angles to see one, perception. But you're right. But at the same time, I'm like, you do get treated. You get treated bad. Like sometimes people.
Oh, you talking about the Erica Bates situation?
Yeah, you get treated bad. Like there's people that talk shit about her all the time, about her looks, about how regular she look. She ain't like, she, what they call her a great value, Megan Thee Stallion. That's, that can cut you deep. So, of course, if you got the money to get you a BBL, and, that shit will go to your head after, going through all of that.
That's because she did it backwards.
I know. She did it. She fixed the outside first instead of fixing the inside. And
that's why we're trying to encourage.
I know that's what we're trying to encourage, but I'm trying to shine a light on that, what we just said. She fixed the outside first, because her outside, before she got her outside down, her present outside hurt her. The reason why she's hurting on the inside is because
she's
her outside, the people treated her like shit on the outside before she even got the BBL. So now I can understand. What I'm saying is, I can understand her perception,
right,
and how she feels. I can understand. I could tap into that dark energy she has, because I can relate. I've been treated like shit based on my appearance. People say, they always bring up, and I don't like to bring it up, because we could probably talk about this on another podcast about being light skinned.
Yeah,
we need to talk about that. Should be our next topic.
We do.
Look, it's like you're gonna always have something that somebody's gonna talk about you, period. And unfortunately, we live in a world where when you're looked at, you're gonna be automatically judged. You're gonna automatically assume that person is that type of person, because simply by the way that person looks. And the reason why we ain't around here looking all botched up and stuff is because a lot of us don't have money. And there's a lot of people hating on Erica because she had the money to fix something that she was insecure about. And they're literally telling her or saying, that's why they bringing up her looks. And I'm like, okay, so y'all telling me that this girl is wrong for thinking how she's thinking, but y'all still talking about her looks. Y'all still talking about her like, y'all not giving, if y'all trying to preach some humility to her, that she needs to humble herself, that she needs to, stop being shallow. Well, y'all need to stop being shallow about how, she's perceiving herself. Evidently, she's hurting on the inside. So why put more fuel to the fire by telling her, girl, you look basic. Like, you need to stop. You need to humble yourself. You need to do this after she went through a life-threatening surgery.
And the thing about
to
it,
change her looks.
you can say that. You can say that. But that's just like somebody projecting something. Okay, so
You can project all day, but I don't have to accept it. Keep scrolling.
No, yeah, and I think, no. What I'm saying is, okay. So keep scrolling is one thing. You don't have to look. But what if someone is in your presence, your friend, for example, someone that you consider to be a friend or a relative, is in your face, and they're projecting how they feel about themselves on you.
Okay.
So true enough, you were in a dark space in your life. True enough, you went through that brokenness, and you had to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? Trauma. True enough, you had to go through that. Does that negate the fact that you're still projecting? Because the thing is, like we said, we want to talk about the universe. You want to put out what you want to get back. So you got your body fixed. It's not our fault that you have not healed from what you went through. Because you can't expect to do, you can't do one thing and expect for someone to react how you want them to react.
She probably don't even know she need to be healed on the inside.
What I'm saying is, from your perspective of that's not the way to put her in a humility place. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you respond. But the reality is, you can't say certain things and expect for other people to respond how you want them to respond.
Right, because you're gonna get what you put out. That's true. But also that rule, never take anything personally, because what somebody is saying, they're going through that on the inside. On the inside, before she got her surgery, she felt like she couldn't be one of those girls. She felt like she couldn't get in like the other girls got in. Now that she got what she think that's going to, attract what she want, now it's getting to her. It's kind of like getting money.
Yeah,
it's kind of like being broke.
Yeah,
it's just the same thing.
And you're gonna look at it from that, because you're more intuitive and you're more on a different level mentally. So how you can go and revert back to that book and say don't take things personal. Other people can't.
Yeah.
So we all need healing, and that's what I'm referring to.
We all need
healing, but I'm referring to the ones who can't.
Because I could listen to her talk, and it won't.
And I get what you're saying, and that's because you are in a different space mentally. You know what I'm saying? It don't phase you because you know that you have experienced something, or something resonates with you with that. So naturally, guess what? You don't feel no type of way. Shit, I scroll past it, and that's just like I never seen it. That's how you feel. But the people that it doesn't resonate with, they feel some type of way about it, and that's simply because they're not doing the work on themselves. Right. Because like you say, you know what I'm saying, we can still have an opinion about it, but it doesn't affect us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can have an opinion and be like, I completely disagree with her, but it don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like she said something about skinny females. I'm that bitch. Like, when I tell you, I can be around a whole bunch of thick hoes, bitch. I can go to the club with the rawest bitches, and I can still feel like I'm that bitch. Like, ain't nobody fucking with me. You feel me? So it just got something to do with them, and you know what I'm saying, the internal work that they are not doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I do feel like she was out of line. But if you want to look at it from the perspective of you, as far as like what she had withstood and the healing process, then you not wrong for feeling how you feel about that. It's always two sides to a story. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel like, it's kind of like you can be neutral. Like, she was wrong for voicing it that way, but at the same time, she also been through things. So it's like, I want to be mad at her, I want to feel some type of way, but I really can't be mad at her because shit, I didn't have to go through what she went through, and don't nobody know what she went through. You know what I'm saying? So you are relating on different levels, and that's what it's all about, is perception. That's the biggest thing. And when the thing is, when you are in the limelight, when you're an influencer, when you are a rapper, when you are an artist, that's what you put yourself in a position to do. Be judged. When we're in front of a camera right now, we're putting ourselves in a position to be judged. So that's why you have to be unapologetic about what you say, and you have to be mindful of about what you say. Yep,
you do. You have to be very mindful. Sometimes it comes off as being I'm an overthinker by default. I think and I think and I think and I think until I get it down to a science. And once I get it down to a science and I understand it, there's no converting. Like, I just take it. It took me a long time to not take things personally. I still take things personally from people.
We all human though.
Yeah, and it's just like, what do you do? Now it's hard not to take things personally, because when you know you get treated differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Then other people around you, based on how you look. I've been in so many situations that I can literally write. I'm gonna write a book.
That's what you need to do.
I need volumes. because I have stories, like I really do, like, you know, it's unbelievable, and you could literally like see that it's happening. It's like, how y'all gonna tell me that I need to ignore somebody telling me something, but I'm getting treated from the world, you know, that this is who I am. I literally got to carry my lot in life because of how I look. Did you know if I wish, the only reason why I would wish to be skinny or wish to be fit or whatever, it's just so that I could be a bad bitch and not have to worry about loser dudes coming and approaching me? Because guys come and approach me, they look at me, they automatically assume that I have low self-esteem and that I am easy and I am, you know, whatever. They have to think that because of how I'm treated when I give them a chance.
Or it could be how the energy that you give. See, the thing is, what's inside spills over. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's necessary to whatever brokenness or whatever, you know, insecurities that you are dealing with. Why do I feel like this about me? Or why do I feel like that? Because the reality of it is people treat you treat you the way you feel about yourself. Mm-hmm. You might not realize whether or not what type of energy that you're giving off, but a lot of times they treat you accordingly. So you may look at it as, I might want to be thicker, I might want to be skinny, I might want to be lighter, I might want to be darker. But the reality of it all is, it's people who are skinny, it's people who are thick, it's people who are lighter, it's people who are dark. But guess what? They all get treated differently, whether they're pretty or whether they're ugly. Some of the prettiest people get treated bad. Some of the ugliest people get treated good. So the reality of it all is what your attitude or what it is that you possess internally that spills over to show people how it is to treat you. Because a lot of times it's not what, you know, we look like or these types of things. It's how what we feel on the inside. Mm-hmm. Because if you feel that, that's how you're gonna act. You don't even realize it's our behavior and our character traits that we possess. We don't even realize we possess them because we are that person that is operating in that vessel, and we're the ones who are operating. So a lot of things that we feel is normal is not normal, but this is how we act. Mm-hmm. A lot of ways we feel we're being we're attracting people is because of how our posture in our life in general. You know what I'm saying? Our posture is why we attract these different people. Now, I'm not going to say that you attract all these bad people because you're a bad person. No. What I'm going to say is you can attract good and bad, but it's what you allow to stay within your life. Mm-hmm. But once you start doing that work internally and unpacking all these different insecurities and flaws that you have, for one, not only unpacking the flaws, but accepting that you got flaws, and even the ones who don't look like they got flaws or who don't act like they got flaws has flaws. Once you accept that, then you'll realize, I wouldn't wish to be this. I wouldn't wish to be this. I just wish to be a better version of myself. Because once you start treating yourself and loving on yourself and possessing a different state of mind, guess what? How you carry yourself is going to show. Mm-hmm. Even if someone come at you, or you may feel that, and the reason why you probably feel like someone comes at you, or they may treat you a certain type of way based off of your look, is because you feel that type of way about yourself. And it starts with self first. Because the first thing you might say is, he only coming at me like he ain't shit because he feel like I look a certain type of way. Why he just couldn't be not shit? Why he just couldn't happen to be a man that went shit and went on shit that approached you? How you know that very same man didn't approach a bad bitch and treated her just like you? What would be considered a bad bitch or a pretty girl? How you know he didn't treat her the same way? You're only doing it based off of internal.
Right, that's true. I mean, there's a lot to unpack when it comes to, you know, why you're attracting certain people. Yeah. But if we look at it at a 3-dimension angle, just follow me for just a second. It's not why it happened to you. Why it happened to you, because you know, you can attract it on the inside, but it's the fact that it's happened to you. And it's how you dealt with it. Now, how my way of thinking things now is a lot different, thank God, than what it was back in the days. Back in the days, I was vulnerable. I was very naive. I didn't know, like, I thought that a nice gesture was a nice gesture and not something, you know. I wasn't thinking the way I was thinking like this. But it's the fact that it happened and you don't get the guidance or, you know, the reciprocation at the moment that it happened, and you have to deal with, dang, he really did leave me at a restaurant to take care of a bill. and you're so embarrassed, you internalize it, and you're embarrassed because you don't want to tell somebody, what happened, because you're embarrassed that it happened to you. So you internalizing it, and it just festers and festers. So it is something to do with self-esteem, but self-esteem comes from a place. It comes from experience. It comes from what has been done to you. So it's not, I don't want people to feel bad about having low self-esteem, and because it's like, certain shit happened to you, you had to keep that shit in.
Yeah, you're right.
And it does affect you.
It will.
But you can also make a conscious decision to say, look, I'm about to dress up, I'm about to look bad as fuck, I'm about to go to the bar, I'm about to freestyle. And you could be confident as ever, getting free drinks from left to right, and you could still attract a douchebag.
For sure.
You could be at the highest, first of all, you drinking, you ain't even thinking about no damn self-esteem. You that bitch by the time you get to your third cup. It's like, and then here's this bum that present himself like he this gentleman, and then he want to touch all on you and feel all on you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't know you like that. Oh, well, if you ain't that sexual, then I don't want you. Then you gotta be like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, okay. Like, but it's
that's
like
the reality of it though.
But if that would happen to me, like, way back in the day, if I was younger, I would have took that to the heart. Because I'm like, damn, what did I do to make him feel like,
that warranted,
right?
That make you
damn, maybe I should call him up and let him touch my ass, rub my ass, just to keep him. You got women that think that way.
And I like what you said. You know what I'm saying? For the people who are suffering from low self-esteem, it's okay, but you just can't stay there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not in a place, like I said, I want us to unpack everything.
You can stay there. It's just not a good thing to stay there.
You don't need to stay there. You know what I'm saying? We're in a place where we're breaking each other down to build ourselves up, to acknowledge our trauma, to acknowledge our brokenness, to acknowledge our insecurities, to acknowledge our flaws. But the reality of it all, the end goal is to grow from it, not just allow it to fester and spill over and run over longer than what it should. So it's not about the trauma and everything being there. It's about us overcoming it and working through it. Like, not negating the fact that it's there, but understanding that we can't, we want to be better. We want to, have a different perspective or outlook on life and relationships and stuff, because what you think is what you receive. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times if we want to receive healthy relationships, we can't come from a place of, brokenness and insecurity, because those insecurities is what spill over on the partner. So even if they do come off and they're confident, those insecurities, why do you think even with guys, they can self-sabotage situations due to insecurities? I've been hurt by so many women, so many people, so many women that I've given my all have, cheated on me or did this to me, and I don't know where it came from. So because of that, this beautiful young lady that is treating me how I'm supposed to be treated and is loving me how I'm supposed to be loving, it just feels so familiar, or it doesn't feel familiar, but I'm gonna self-sabotage it because people has always cheated on me, and people have always did this to me. And yes, she told me I look handsome, but dude, I don't think you know what I'm saying? Only thing I know is the same person told me that same thing and still cheated. You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's just a matter of time that she leave anyway. So, and
a lot of times we self-sabotage due to those things that we're not dealing with. And you don't realize it till that person that was good and probably sent for you is not there, and it's too late. And by the time you realize that, damn, I done ran a good woman away, or I done ran a good man away, someone else have acknowledged the fact that they were connected, that this is a good man or this is a good woman, that I need him or her in my life. I cannot pass him or her up. You know what I'm saying? So the reality of it all is we just gotta, we gotta unpack those things, and maybe that'll be a good topic for us to get on. If maybe we can do it if the weather's good Sunday, maybe that'll be a good topic for us to do Sunday, because I actually have something like another clip of a video that they were talking about, even the ones who young ladies who are pretty, they have it hard as well. So I think that's a great topic, because a lot of people, that's a good topic. We're gonna save that for
because we got a lot of people. That would be a good one.
Because even with your like with your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, on your side of the spectrum. I can give my thoughts on my side of the spectrum based off of how I think and how I feel and what I've experienced. So that'll be perfect. I think that'll be a great topic. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the live today. I am, like I said, sometimes I be tired coming in, but listen, when I get in here, y'all, I be ready, I be turned, and of course I love having Jaleesa in his just good energy. Like I love having her here. I like her. I really do like her. Like she's a good fit. So yes, y'all. So we'll be before y'all. If not Sunday, we'll be back before y'all for What's Happening Wednesday next week. Okay. I am. Someone gave me my friend. Well, my sister gave me a good idea. Shout out to Anna and Yeenie. Two other supporters, great supporters, y'all. They gave me the idea of doing like, you know how they do I got it for What's Happening Wednesdays. We're gonna do anonymous letters. So if you want to send in anything, you want advice on anything, feel free to DM me or send me any letters or whatever you want me to. You know, if you want any advice from us, and you want us to speak on certain things, feel free to send it in, and we'll do that on What's Happening Wednesdays for the people who want to remain anonymous.
I would love that.
I think that'll be nice, y'all. So y'all tune in, y'all. We got more. We have great things in store, more things that is going to be coming about by the grace of God. So y'all make sure y'all stay in touch, okay? Y'all have a good night. Have a great evening, and y'all be safe. Make sure y'all taking the correct precautions y'all need to take to stay clear in, and you know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is good for y'all. So y'all be easy.